Hi, this is a simple tutorial showing how to place buttons and move between scenes in Flash CS5. This is part 1. As you can see, I have already created 3 layers, one for the actions, one for the buttons, and one for the animated objects. We already have 2 scenes created. As we test the movie, we see an animation on scene 1 that smoothly transitions into scene 2 and then loops. We want to stop the looping and add a button to scene 1 to control when we want to move to scene 2. First, we click on the last frame in scene 1 and add a stop action from the Code Snippets menu. When we test it now, we notice that the movie stops in scene 1 and does not automatically transition into scene 2. Let's place a button symbol. Go to frame 1 and click on the button layer. In the library, I have already created a couple of buttons. Right-click on previous scene, then select duplicate from the drop-down menu. Change the name of the new button to next scene. Now double-click on the new button to edit it. Change the label on the button to next scene. Let's change the color of the button as well. Click on Scene 1 in the upper left of this editing window to return to the main window. Make sure the button layer is still selected and drag an instance of the next button onto the stage. Now we give the next scene button an instance name so our action script can locate it. Then, making sure the button is selected, we go back to our Code Snippets menu and select Click to go to next scene and play. This action script tells the playhead to go to the next scene when the button is clicked. Let's test the movie. Now, when it stops on scene 1, we can click the button to advance to scene 2. To stop it from looping after scene 2, we need to add a stop action to the last frame in scene 2, just as we did in scene 1. To do this, we click on the little movie scene icon and select scene 2. Then we select the last frame of the actions layer. From the Code Snippets menu, we select the stop action. While we are here, let's go ahead and drag another instance of the next scene button to the button layer so our movie can transition to scene 3 if we wanted to. We give this button a different instance name. Let's call this one Next 2. Now let's place a button so that we can move this movie back to scene 1. Drag an instance of the previous scene button onto the stage. Give it an instance name of previous 2. Remember, the instance name helps the action script find or communicate with the particular button or object it's assigned to. With the previous scene button instance selected, go back to the Code Snippets menu and this time select Click to go to previous scene and play. Let's test the movie. From scene 1, we can move to scene 2. And from scene 2, we can now move back to scene 1 by clicking the previous scene button. This concludes part 1. You are now ready to move on to part 2.